Yeah, yeah, yeah. We are now tuned in to episode 532 of Off the Cuff Radio. I'm your host, King Eric, the Media Slasher, and I got T Max on the line. And this show is sponsored by 5 Inch Clothing, Buddy Boy Entertainment, Fleetwood and Cot Pickers, Cole Financial, Just Boutique. What's good, my brother?
Man, look, great to be alive. Look, it's a Monday evening. OTCF in the building, the 5 frequency on the internet waves. Shout out to our co-host of Spirit, a lot of fan, man, Lady Chinchilla. Eric is, of course, your first-class flight, for pilot, rather, on his first-class flight of Fresh, as I am the co-pilot. You know, look, this is soul controller, mic holder of all things infinite, man. Look, we just happen to be here, King, in the long line of legendary great shows. We got another legend tonight with us, man. Go ahead and let everybody know who we got.
Yes, sir, man, and big shout-out to Pittsburgh Pat for making this connection, man. This guy tonight with us, he's been a part of that Queensbridge legacy, so it's only right to have him off the cuff radio, you know what I mean? So we got a lot of love for Queensbridge. Here tonight to share with us his stories, his journey, and you heard him on Speaking with Songs with Nas on such as Teenage Girls, Live for the PJ, the joint that we just played, the last words of his Nostradamus album. So he's here on the board tonight to give us gems about the industry, what he's currently up to, what he got planned for mainly 2022, going on 2023. So welcome Nashawn to the show.
Yep.
Yo.
What's good, bro?
Great to have you with us.
Yo, what's good? Peace, King.
Man, peace to you, King.
No doubt, man. And you know, before we all start the interview, I'm gonna let you know, man, the Ciroc is still coming, man.
You have funny. You have me on the floor with that. Yeah. Yeah, it was good though.
We, man,
man,
look,
it's happy to have you on, man.
Yeah, peace and blessings, you know. Yeah, though.
Definitely.
What's going on?
We lounging, man.
Hey,
look,
man. Blessed to have you on tonight, man. We know you got a lot of things to talk about, a lot of things to build off of. And before we get things started, man, tell us what's been going on with you and what you have planned for the remainder of this third quarter going on to the year.
Well, I'm working on Illumination. You know what I'm saying? That's my own solo project. And I got my son in the studio. You know what I mean? Wavy Boy Nation. The future of the shit, you know? We working. We working. Been in the cut, you know, for a few years, just, you know, observing the game, watching, you know, studying, seeing what's going on. But I always been here. I'm here, though, you know?
Man, look, Nashawn, this is just such an honor because, of course, you know, this is the third in the Trinity, of course, in there's many days, 4 days in terms of, course, we had Iman back with us this past Friday, of course, Screwball Radio, you know, shout out to Common Poet, of course, representing the QB, and now we have you, you know, to kind of finish it off with it for this QB trilogy, man. Your rhyme pedigree, your presence in the industry is undeniably solid. You've been a staple in this. You are a fixture of Fresh for well over 20 years of just doing what you do, keeping that QB legacy alive. As we always do, let's get to the genesis of it in terms of your genius. Tell us about how it all started for you in terms of where your inspiration around it came from and, you know, from when you really, really got serious and started going with it. We got some time. Let's get it.
Yeah. Well, I'm from the Mecca of this shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, I remember, That's what I was just talking to. I was talking to my wife about, like, like how, like, music, like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's been my life forever. Like, I remember the first hip-hop record, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So that shit is deep. Like, I'm talking about, like, I wasn't old enough to understand what they were saying, but I felt the essence and the presence. And I was in a stroller, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
See, I was born in 79, so you get it? Like, right there. I'm talking about, like, you know what I mean? Like, the old school hip-hop, the hip-hop, you know what I mean? Flat, Cash, Flash, all of them, you know what I'm saying? The real hip-hop, the Mecca. Like, so I remember when this shit started. So I always had it in my bones, like, you know. And I was born in Queensbridge, projects, you know. Get it the 40th side on Vernon. 12th Street. Then we moved to Vernon.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? But I fucking was born in New York Hospital right there under the 59th Street Bridge. You know what I'm saying? So hip hop always been in my bones. And then like at probably 7 years old, 6.5, like we moved to the Bronx. So you know how that went, you know? It was a whole different element of hip hop, you know? It was the same feeling, but it wasn't as close because being from the bridge, like, you know, I grew up around Shan and Marley and Juice Crew, you know what I'm saying? So once I got of age to know what hip hop was, I already had it in my bones. So that shit was close. Like, my mom know fucking Dr. Bob Lee, and so we was outside, like, the park jams. Like, I remember that I was there, you know? Like, so it's like hip hop has always been there, like it's a movie with me with hip hop, like we know, like Nas record they shooting when he talking about like the park jams and all that. Like I was there, like, you know what I'm saying? So I go back to the Mecca of that, and then go get back to the Bronx. Like, you already know KRS-One and all that. Like I just like I'm like the project building we lived in. We moved to 170 on 3rd Avenue. We lived on the west side at first. Then we moved to 170 on 3rd Avenue. That's Washington Webster Projects. You know what I'm saying? So KRS-One used to shoot his videos out there. I was out there even when Tim Dog shot Fuck Compton. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm from like I was outside. Like when I saw that video being shot, like, you know what I mean? That shit was shot right there on St. Paul's. It was an abandoned building right there. They buildings now, but I'm from Queensbridge in the burned down Bronx. Same thing, you know what I'm saying? So I'm used to walk, like, hip hop is there. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just trying to tell you that elements of graffiti and break dancing. Like, I've been to Skate Key. I used to go to Skate Key every Saturday. Like, so, like, as my life as I got older, in the Bronx, I always used to go back to Queensbridge. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what my family, like, I got a big family. My grandmother had 13 kids, 3 sets of twins, and the rest, you know what I mean? So, like, we had a double apartment in Queensbridge. Like, so, like, everybody in Queensbridge know the Jones family. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like I got a little family and we just creeping through. We was lit out there. Like, we was making a lot of noise. You know what I'm saying? Like, my mother is an identical twin, and she got 4 sons. So we was already like, you know what I mean, situated, and we all 1 year apart. Like, so it's like, it's a different world. Like, and then hip hop always been in my house. Like, you know what I'm saying? So this shit is like in my bones. It's something easy for me to do. Like, I never really took advantage of what I could do with it, but it's natural to me, and I like to really be talking about something. Like, I like meaning for my shit. Like, you know what I mean? I don't just like get on the mic and just start saying anything and shit like that. Like, everything I talk about is real, actual facts and feeling, and you know what I'm saying? So I just come from that, right. like the Mecca. You know what I'm saying? But so when I got older, like around, like I say, well, I always been rapping in the house and performing for my family, but like when I could say at least like 12, 13, I wrote my first rhyme in Camp Madison. And then my mom sent me, I used to go away to like sleepaway camp for the summer. And I wrote my first rap and I performed in front of the crowd. So everybody that was there, I think Jadakiss and all of them, like, I think they went to that camp too. Like, cause I remember them from when I was little too. Like, so it's like, and then, you know, Yonkers is right there by the Bronx. We remember when they used to have the Rockland State Park. They used to get every borough used to go to the Rockland State Park, Bear Mountain, and have like cookouts. They have everybody gambling and big, you know what I mean, the big drug dealers out there, they big chains on and all that. Like, I used to go every year. So I knew Jada and a lot of rappers before the music. So like I always wanted to rap, like you know what I mean? But to take it back, I like my teenage years, I just stepped to Nas. I was like, yo, what's up, yo? Like he's going through shit in the hood, like something had happened with his brother and his Jeep. Somebody burnt jungle truck. And they came out there. They came out there deep. They was like, I ain't gonna front. The hood felt mad weary, like it ain't feel like the same that day. But we was the future. We was outside, like so. I ain't gonna front. Nobody was outside. They came through. They was walking through. I remember the day it was Horse, Jungle, Wiz, and a few other dudes. You know what I mean? But they was walking through every block, like you know what I'm saying. After that shit happened, no security. This before security. Get it? You know what I'm saying? So this before Nas, any rapper has security. He was out there. They was walking around, probably trying to get to the bottom of it. And we knew what was going on, but we didn't know what was going on. And we had our own crew because we family. So me and my 3 cousin brothers, because our moms are identical twins, I'm like, yo, I'm getting on. I'm going to go run down on Nas. He fuck with us. He know me. I'm about to rap for him. And my cousin was like, yo, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I mean, I'm like, yo, I'm going over there. And me, we had the heart. I went over there, kick a few rounds for him and shit. He like, you know what I mean, taking him out that element of the zone he was in. You know what I mean? So kind of like, you know, like so they was laughing, they having fun with us, joking, but the shit was a real day. You get what I'm saying? Because Jungle Truck had got burnt. So, but they ain't do it like burn his truck like up front in his face. Like that was some sneak shit. Like, you know what I mean? Hating. You know what I mean? He parked this shit somewhere and they did that. But they came and showed up. So we ain't know what kind of vibe they would be on, but they was fucking with us. You know what I'm saying? They knew us. They knew our family. And Nas promised me, he's like, yo, you get your shit right, I'll put you on. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I was like 14 years old. So I started working on my craft a little bit. You know what I mean? Running around, I was getting into trouble, shit like that. And then DJ LES. You heard of DJ LES? He made
LES is a friend of mine. Yeah, good friend of mine.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he stays in Virginia.
DJ LES.
Where I'm at.
Yeah. So he's like a close friend of my family too. Like he used to be in the house and all that. Like I'm talking about the double apartment in Queensbridge. So like we was just known from, we had swag, all that. Me and my cousins, we always had swag. So anyway, LES was like, yo, I'll take you out of the studio, I was like, word, all right. And this is like, remember when I was 14, I ran down on Nas, but I ain't seen him for a few years. So now I'm like 16, probably 17. And now like, I already had a kid and all that. I had my first kid at 16. So I already had a kid. And I was just living, like, you know what I mean, the street shit. Like, I ain't having no job. I was doing the street shit. So, you know, anything I needed to do to get by. So, LES, he heard me rap. He's like, yo, I'm fucking with you, So we start recording. Me, him, and my cousin Reek start recording. So, like, I kind of started like a group. It was me and Reek, right? So, we rapping. We did a song. We recorded with him. That shit played. I don't know who played it. It could have been K Slade or one of them played the song on the radio.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if we could go back, the song, they played it, but I was so open, like, oh shit, that's me on the radio. And Nas heard the song, and he and then I used to hang with L used to bring me to the studio with Nas, like, you know what I'm saying? So Nas like, yo, let me hear something, He like, oh shit, you nice, yo, boom. So I kind of like got my first break fast, like I was on Nashawn when I was probably 18 years old, you know? That was the first one,
right.
That's Last Words, the joint that I was just playing. So Nas like, yo, I fuck with you, like, yo. And he put me on that song and it started going fast, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's just ill, like, and like probably like right before the album came out, Nashawn came out, he took me up to Def Jam. And Kevin Lyles, I met Kevin Lyles. a few other people in there and all that. And Jay walked in the meeting, and this is before the rap beat. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So Jay come to the meeting, but I've been like Nas. You know, he be in his own zone on the music. When it come down to music, he listen to who he want to listen to. But I listen to what the streets need to listen to. You get it? So I'm like, yo, that's JayZ. Right. Like, that nigga's fire. Like, he's like, word, Nation, yo, that nigga send me songs all the time. Like, yo, da-da-da. I was like, yo, that nigga's nice. He got the streets. Like, niggas fuck with him. He nice. I even like him. Like, he cool. I like his music. But then, when he came, like, the way he walked in there, I'm like, yo, nah, it's something a little funny with this nigga. Like, you know what I mean? So, and that's when all the beef started and all that shit. But I was there day one, you know what I mean? For all that. You know what I mean? So, but that's how that went. But hip-hop always been in my bones, so, but in another thing, to get to it, though, I never went up to Def Jam after that ever again, though. But that's when all the fucking beef started, so. But I had the deal signed. I had the deal right there on the plate. I wanted to be independent. So I was like, yo, I don't even want to get wrapped up in that shit. Got to talk to niggas and be all, you know what I'm saying? Like, I felt like I wanted to do my own shit and keep my own little secret kind of society, like you know what I mean, loyalty type shit. You get it? So that's why I never really put out nothing under a major. You get it? So all my shit is my shit. So I'd be like, you know what I mean? But I watch hip hop, like that shit is crazy. Like all the movies, like Breaking, all that shit. Like my shit is crazy. Like my shit is a movie though. I'm telling you, like this shit is a whole. I've been there for everything.
Yeah, I mean one thing you said about it. Go ahead, King. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say, especially around that time where it was an elite class of MCs coming out. We talking like 98, 99. Like you had Pun, X, Nas, Jay and Nas was already. They was always established, but you know they're going into. They was always leading that wave.
My shit was gonna happen anyway. That shit was gonna happen anyway. Like even when you talk about Pun, I sold sneakers for Jew Man. You know Jew Man in the Bronx? You heard of Jew Man?
I think so.
Well, that's a classic store. They had all the Sherlins, they had all the sneakers, the Timberlands, but Fat Joe and Pun and them was affiliated with that store. Like that's and that was a store where if you a Bronx dude and you getting money, anybody from the Bronx getting money, no Jew Man. Like that's what the Sherlins, the Tims, and the Nike and Jordans, whatever you want, you get them at a good price. But I was working for them, but I was working outside. I was selling sneakers outside, like in my house. But they used to give me consignment from the store. This is before bootleg sneakers. I was making like $10,000 a week. I'm talking like this shit wasn't no steady money shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Ooh. Like so, but Fat Joe and all of them knew me, Pun. And I went to 158, which is a school right by Fat Joe and Big Pun's project. And actually the first building I was talking about where Tim Dog and KRS-One, Mad Lion, they shot the Take It Easy video over there behind 148, the school right across the street from the project building. Fat Joe's mother actually lived in that building too. You know what I'm saying? So, like, and then Forest Projects, 158, where Pun, Terror Squad used to hang, like, right on the corner of the school. I used to see Pun in them every day. This is before he was even rapping. Before Pun was rapping. You know what I'm saying? Before Big Pun. So when he saw me with Nas, when Pun and them saw me with Nas, Joey, I was already like, yo, that's my little man too. Like, so it kind of threw people off too, that if I'm from Queens or the Bronx, you get it? Because I left so early, but I always had the Queensbridge ties. But I'd have came out anyway. And if Pun ain't died, that's my ace. That was my nigga. So if Pun ain't died, like I think my career would have been a little different too. You know what I'm saying? Because like he was like I couldn't wait to do a song with him. Like, and I was doing songs with the greats. Like I ain't have to climb like I knew, like I was first on hand with the greats. Like God put me there. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's just different. Like, but I got to perform with him in the future though. Before he died, I got to perform. He let me perform for him. I be trying to find the footage. I can't find it, but it was me, Foxy, Fat Joe, and Big Pun. So I was on it. I was definitely on it. So like my shit was like, you know that kid that everybody know? That was me. I was at every function. I was at every hip hop, everything. I always was there. Like me and my cousin, we'd go to Virginia Beach, everything. Like we was, like, you know what I'm saying? We was active. So it just was like a gift I have, and a blessing, and I just used it to move around. You know what I'm saying? But that shit is like, that shit, I got stories that's crazy. Like that shit was a life experience that, like, I don't think nobody could experience what I experienced. It's like, everybody's everybody, but that's just a blessing. Like I think Nas for that too. So he set me off, like, definitely, because he don't even do songs with people to this day. You know what I mean? I got like at least like 20 songs with him. You get it? So that's a blessing. So that's why even that's why I don't even got songs with other rappers really, because I felt like I did songs with the best. What the fuck I'm gonna go? You know what I mean? Not like nothing against other rappers. I would love to do records with certain people, but back then I was so conceited. Like, what the fuck I'm gonna do a song with you? You get it though? You get my drift.
Right. You already done
on the
top of the mountain.
Yeah, you already got the top
and then
five
shit was so
there.
real back then. And then it was a little more realer back then too, because you know what I'm saying? Like, we going into the stage with Pac, Biggie was dead, Nas, it was just Nas and JayZ really, and you know how hip hop was before the security. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that shit's a little different. It wasn't really, not to say that it's fake right now, but it was a little more realer. You had to rap. You had to know how to rap, and nobody's respecting your shit if you're not nice. Like, you couldn't even jump in a cypher and start rapping if you wasn't nice. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, that shit is different. Like, I can't see, like, even, it's some new dudes that's nice. I ain't gonna front, that get busy on the mic, but a lot of them wouldn't been able to even step in our ciphers. You get it? But I just was like that. Like, I was running around battling people, you know what I'm saying? 125th Street, Brooklyn, Queens, Bronx. I had to do it. Like it was just fun. It was fun, but it wasn't fun. It was like, it kind of was like drug dealing, because it was like you can get yourself killed. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But now they dying for nothing. It ain't like, you get it? Like, it was a different death before. You get it? Like they dying for nothing. The vibe, right now, but like vibe, to me.
Yeah, the vibe was different though back in the day though, Nate. Because we want to get back. Because we definitely want to get back about the situation. We don't want to browbeat that, because what you said earlier about when Jay came in the meeting, of course, that was a speculation about why him and Nas, from that side of it, how that issue started, because supposedly it was an issue. Jay wanted to do a song and Nas didn't want to do it. We'll get back to that in a second. But the situation, what you said, Nate, is right on so much realism, because the vibe of the people don't understand about that old New York vibe. Like King, we talk about on the show, the air was different. Collaborations had to make sense. When you had artists out there, they were really, you all ran the gauntlet of what it meant to get your name out there in the ciphers, being a soul controller, with the rhythm and the rhyme for all time. That's how you got your name. It was the actual process of authenticity that was threaded through real travels all over the boroughs.
Yeah.
It was Harlem, like you mentioned, 125th. Yeah. You know what I mean? So you're coming along in this era, because, of course, Nas's first appearance was on Live at the Barbecue, Main Source, 1990, their first album, Breaking Atoms. But that was Nas's first appearance, so he was pretty much kind of in the 90s setting in. Of course, you would come later on at that time. But when you see all these guys, like Jada, what is it like? And we haven't even gotten to your projects in QB yet in terms of, dude, shout out to everybody of course, Poet, Comet, MC Shan. We've interviewed him a couple times. Yeah,
MC
man.
Shan. My cousin Solo, Screwball. You know our mother's Solo from Screwball. Our mother's not identical twins, but they're sisters, and she have an identical twin. She's one of the twins that I'm talking about. The 13 kids my grandmother had.
Oh,
so that's my first cousin, Solo from Screwball, who shot Rudy.
Yeah,
that's my first cousin. That's my first blood cousin. From
Nate,
QB.
Nashawn, coming up in QB, did you all? And when you said 41st side of 12th Street, I'm thinking of Lakey the Kid on the 41st side compilation where he's talking
on
about,
the 41st. I'm from the 40th side.
Okay,
Bompton.
40. And
they call that Bompton. That's like Compton of Queensbridge, but they put a B on it, Bompton.
Understood.
That's 12. That's the 40th side. That's where King Shooter from. That's where that's that side. God bless RP King Shooter.
Yeah. But all those dudes, man, Karate Joe, all them dudes from, these are just, did you all know the legacy that you all were going to bring musically and just from a street culture? To watch all of this, Craig G, B12, E-Mob, Lakey,
V12 went to 158 with me in the Bronx.
Yeah,
we was in the same. We was in the same school. Like I went. Like it's like a playground. Definitely. Like I grew up with all these dudes. Yeah, all of them know me. All these dudes, they all know me personally. You know what I'm saying? Like those are my dudes. Like.
Yeah, what was it like to see all of you take off? Because it's like you all for the mid '80s and on, and especially the early '90s. You all just literally flooded the game. Capone and Noriega dropped in '97. It's like you all just kept bringing this heat repeatedly. Did you see this?
That
with
shit
all
was
these
like
guys?
I think you know what happened? Hip hop kind of sprinkled on Queensbridge. Queensbridge got sprinkled with some kind of hip hop power, because I never that's one project. You know that, right?
Yeah.
Everybody you just named is from the same project. Like our moms grew up together.
Yeah.
Our moms and dads grew up together. Some of our dads are the same dad. Yeah. You'll be surprised. This shit crazy. Like that hood is crazy.
Mob D, Bars and Hooks with Mike DeLorean. all of those guys.
Look, the list goes on and on.
Yeah.
The list goes on and on. Oh yeah.
That's how deep that line is. Killer
Kids. Shout out to my nigga Chalice. You heard? Shout out to Mr. Ruck. You heard?
Yeah. Of course, rest in peace to Ill Will, man.
Rest in peace, Ill Will. Rest in peace. Rest in peace, AD, Killer Kid. You heard?
Yeah.
Killer Shy. You heard?
Yeah, Killer Shy.
Cole Mega. That's my dude.
Foul
you heard?
Monday. Yeah.
Foul Monday. You heard? List goes on. It don't stop.
Yeah. It's
just like it's a sport. It's a sport. It was a sport out there. It's a sport out there, and a lot of dudes got caught slipping. A lot of dudes got caught slipping. If I run up on you and I'm feeling like that, it's a lit night, you might get smoked on the mic. It's real. Might be real crew drama after that, or whatever. How you feel. Your mic has to be right. You know what I'm saying? Word. You have to know how to really rap. You know how to, you not. You know what I'm saying? Like, I earned that tight. Like, I earned that. Like, I was running around like that. Like, I used to really put the spark to niggas' mic. Like, I wasn't playing with them niggas out there. Like, I was getting busy on the mic. Like, I love music. Like, that's my passion. Like, you get it? And then to be right there close to Esco, that shit was a blessing. I knew I could do it. I could have, I could have did it either way. But I know his shit, that shit just to be on, that shit is like that's a dream. That was a dream for me though. To even be on them projects. And I got 3 songs on the QB Finest. You know what I'm saying? I'm on the bridge.
Yeah, man,
How about that? When I was a baby, when I was little, MC Shan made that song, The Bridge. I'm on the remix. You get it?
Right.
So that shit is just like different kind of hip hop like shit. Like you could never really live that. That's legendary shit. You know what I'm saying? And I'm grateful to be a part of it.
Man,
being a part of those legendary names alone and holding your own.
That shit is crazy.
That's a motivation within itself. It's like that's how big these collabs was at the time. Like we looking down that list, like Mob
That's
Deep,
retarded. Prodigy, Havoc. Look. Prodigy, Havoc, Nas, Cormega, Nature, MC Shan, Gaddafi.
Yeah.
That's Capone. That's retarded right there.
Yeah.
That's retarded. Like, you know how I felt when I didn't even know how to take that. You heard? That shit was like, come on, man. You know how all the young kids in the hood was jealous of me. I can say that. I had to do a lot of things to really keep my thoughts lit. You heard?
Definitely. When you look at it, Nashawn, from that level, because Nas is regarded as kind of being that new wave of QB from the '90s. Of course, Craig G, Shan, Tragedy. They had already been in there. Of course, before Tragedy, Intelligent Hoodlum before it became Tragedy Gaddafi. Nas was considered to be that second iteration of what would be that QB legacy. The album doesn't drop until April 21st, 1994. But before then, in 1992, he dropped a song, Did Just, when I first heard it, when I was a youngin' watching Rap City, from the soundtrack Zebrahead. Halftime. I'm looking at this nigga like, who the fuck is this dude? And where did he get that flow from?
I'm looking at him just like that. I'm looking at him too like that because I'm like, yo, this but this is how I'm looking at him. I just saw him outside.
Right.
So imagine that. Yo, right? You get it? I'm like, yo, hold up, wait. And then when I realized what was going on, I always that was my clip. Bravehearts to the graveyard, yeah. Till I die. That's my crew forever. My brothers.
So what? Yeah, man. In terms of when it all came together, because Nas was really buzzing in '92, but he wouldn't really get that recognition until '94, and then after, of course, he dropped It Was Written in '96. By then, he was already known, but It Was Written was considered the breakthrough in terms of really kind of pushing it for him. But you all had somebody.
That's what did it to me.
Go ahead.
No. That's what did it to me because I knew every word. I still know every word. It was written. I knew every word. So, all right, boom. Illmatic. I was kind of still young. It hit. It hit. I know that shit word for word.
It did. That's still my favorite.
It was written. That was the one that did it for me. Like for the next generation. Like how y'all saying how Nas came after Shan and Craig. After Craig G and Gaddafi. You get it?
Right.
So that shit hit me so crazy. When I heard I'm a gun, it was over for me.
Yeah, I Gave You Power. I was like,
when I heard that, when I heard I Gave You Power, I'm a gun, that shit was retarded. Like, you crazy? I Gave You Power was like, that shit, I played that shit probably, I had the Panasonic radio walking through the hood. I always had a radio. I had the pen. That shit was probably on repeat. I probably burnt my tape out on that. That shit was like, I used to walk around playing that shit, looking for shit. You know what I mean? Like, different. Like, and this is before I even start hanging with them.
Look.
Yeah, that shit. That shit is a classic.
We can't even.
It's a feeling. It's more than that. Shit is more than that. Shit is more than an album. That shit is a feeling, a vibe, a whole. That's just a whole world by itself for like what I was going through and how you could do anything, man. Word. Like that's why I be telling these young kids, man, you could be anything. You could really think something up and be it. If you like that, and you really believe in that shit, sky's the limit. Like Big said too. Like you could be anything. Yo, word. You could do anything. You just gotta have that confidence. That's what life is about.
Yeah, he dropped a lot of gems on that joint, man. Like, we didn't even know what suspect niggas meant till we heard what he was talking about, you know?
I mean, this is
this
is over 20. I mean, brothers, this is like over 25 years ago because it was released in '96.
Yeah, that album, that shit like that is a father to me. Like, you're
and lyrically,
like the music was a father to me. So even, that shit taught me how to move, how to shake, how to think, and create, and I came around him with that energy. He's like, oh, this nigga, he knew I was like, and I vowed to do the opposite of everybody else. Like, I'm not hating on nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, word, I'm not, never had no hater bone in my fucking body. I want my niggas to be the best and greatest of all time. Like, you get it? Like, and he's already the greatest of all time. I tell him that all the time. He be bugging on. I be like, yo, you the best. He be looking at me like, yo, don't say that. Nigga, you the best ever that did it. You the best rapper. You the best. He's the best. Hands down. Word.
And not to mention, a lot of people would say that he inspired them to change the way they rap. I'm talking like Common, Prodigy, a lot of his peers at that time that was coming out. He was like, man, Illmatic.
JayZ.
Nigga.
JayZ, because he's rhyming fast, remember?
Yeah. Well, he was rhyming the same way
slowed
Jazz
it down.
Then,
yeah. And I was like, yeah. And that's the whole I like. When Jay started rhyming slow, I was like, oh, shit, this nigga nice. He's nice, too. Like, I mean, I congratulate. And this shit is all good for the culture. Like, I'm glad I was a part of all that. Like, that shit is like a dream come true. It is a dream come true. Like, nobody's going to get that. You heard? That's the biggest hip-hop beef in the world. Like, I think. Like, nobody's shit was bigger than that. Like, more... Not even, well, I can't say that because Biggie and Pop died for this shit. So that's like our Malcolm and Martin, yeah? Not to put on
the right.
Yeah.
When you think about it, Nashawn, from that level of it, because JayZ and Nas, when that battle happened, you know, it was ferocious, but we like to think that from that situation, because it never, for all the lyrical back and forth there was, and there was a lot of it, we never felt like there was going to be any violence. We never got that feeling.
Well, I can tell you this.
Go ahead.
I can tell you this. That's what y'all thought, but remember, we still outside.
Right.
And when I don't want to hear none of nobody stop with a car playing Takeover around me. Like, you stop playing that. If you stop in your car and you pulling up on my block, and you playing Takeover, you disrespecting me. That means you trying to shoot a shot. So either you're going to get pulled out your car, cut, stabbed, or shot. So that shit wasn't like that. That shit almost could have went that way. It was the last real rap beef. If they want to say that shit was real. It was real, but we wasn't running around looking for no rappers and all that. Like, it was a ping game. And Nas told us I can handle this for Dolo, this manuscript, yeah. So we fell back. Like, I wanted to get way more involved in that. Like, I was writing mad shit for them niggas. Like, that shit had me tight. But I was like, all right, let them spar, cause like that shit is all good. This shit is, to me, check it out. It's a Bible. I'm gonna put it like that. That's our Bible. Our hip hop Bible is serious. Like, you know what I'm saying? So all the real shit and all the this is shit that help shape kids and help shape me. You get it? Like how I was saying back, like how I grew up with KRS-One and MC Shan is right there in the park, and I know him. My mother talking to MC Shan. I'm trying to dance in this video or whatever, trying to get famous young. You heard? So Shan know me as a baby, like, you get it? Like in the stroller, the stroller. Like, so, like, this is before Nas put me on the record.
Yeah, and I was gonna say too, man. This was also around the shift of the tide where it seemed as though people were slowly turning against Nas. Like they, they thought he was kind of like he was losing his edge.
Niggas was hating on. Yeah, everybody was hating on Nas. They was giving Jay the torch before he even earned it all the way. Like even the radio station, they was bugging out. Like if Fat Joe wasn't at that station that night, he still wouldn't even won probably. Cause you could manipulate the game, and there's a such thing as blackball.
Right.
Steve Stout and all them niggas they know what I'm talking about. Like you can't be too with it in this rap game, else they not letting you get the ticket. You heard? I'm telling you that now. They see that you with it and you like that, and you gonna stand your ground, and you too tough, and you not saying you ain't a listener, but you not standing for anything. It's gonna be harder, and that's what Nas went through, cause he wasn't standing for anything. So he had to grow and be mature and turn into, like it's real. And some people catch it in time, but I think if you keep on, everybody have their time. You know what I'm saying? But he ain't have it easy because he was like that. And he's like that. He's not the way people look at it. Like, I wish I could explain it in a way where, I say you got Mr. Tuffy on the block, and then you got a nigga that's just like that, and you got to bring it out of him. Mr. Tuffy on the block always get killed. The nigga that you got to bring it out of is like, that's the real nigga to me, because he's cool. Right. He's looking out for the kids. He's humble. He want money. He want women. He want the life. He want the king shit. You get it? When the other one want to just self-destruct, I never look at that as tough when you want to self-destruct. And so Nas is always like super gangster to me, like, because you can't play with that nigga. He'll laugh it off, but when you get close, he gonna punch you in the face. You know what I'm saying? Like, guaranteed. Yeah. He's gonna try to get close to you. He gonna let you talk all that, and when he get close, he's swinging or shooting, or not to say shooting. I ain't gonna put that on my brother. He's way past that. And that's
he just gonna handle his business. He just gonna handle his business.
Yeah. But yeah, shooting too. But not to say like, you know what I mean? But my son get busy anyway, so it don't even matter. You heard? So it's like just
I think what it is with that,
and that's how you. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say too, like, man. I think what happened is people thought he was soft, like because he ain't really a standard battle rapper. You know what I mean? But I think when I heard Stillmatic freestyle, I was like, yo, The Rock is in trouble. That's my opinion. When I heard that freestyle for the first time,
rip the freeway, like, shoot through Memphis, money bag, stop in Philly, order cheesesteak and eat beans fast. Yeah, he was warming up. You heard? That's when he was warming up, and I think he should have said more on that track. But he know what he was doing. He a chess player too. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He knew what he was doing. He know how to do the shit with the levels of surprise and all that. Watch when I'm gonna say this, they gonna think that's it, and then I'm gonna hit them with that. Bow, and it's over. You heard? It was a short show. You know what I mean? Like that shit was. I felt like we won 100% though. You know what I mean?
Now, Nashawn, you can give clarity and fact to this question I'm about to ask you, because there was a rumor that when the Nas JayZ rivalry was at its peak, Jay dropped Blueprint 2 with the double album because he had heard Godson was going to be the double album of 2002. But then, of course, Nas hit him with the Okie Doke and then dropped Streets of Cycle in 2004, which was a double album. How true was that Jay was really in it, that he was really trying to compete with Nas, even to the point of he was going to try to do the same type of album that Nas did at the time, was rumored to do at the time, rather?
But he a Jedi, and it's obvious that he's a Nas fan. Like, he fuck with Nas. It's obvious. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then and JayZ, he's a different type of nigga too. Like, he not just fucking with anybody. He see what's going on. He know what's going on, so he gonna try to catch it early. So he know what Nas is doing. When he sampled his voice, you know what I'm saying? He know who Nas was and who Nas is now. Like, so he always knew, but that was his only competition. So he had to try something. You know what I mean? That's how I feel. And hip hop is about battle. After a while, like, they battle. We rapping, we battling. That's more hip hop and storytelling. Storytelling and battling. You get it? Let me hear your story, and then could you battle? You get it? You could say your story, and the crowd go, ooh, but what if somebody come at you? You got to have that battle run. You know what I'm saying? And that's hip-hop. So it's only right to go at the top if you think you the top. So that shit is real.
When you look
and
at
that
the battle
shit's a great experience.
Definitely. Nashawn, when you look at the battle rapping today, because obviously, you know, it has changed so much in terms of the level of intensity that it's happened. I mean, what you said earlier about a lot of these young rappers who are getting killed, what are your feelings on how a lot of these artists today are seemingly embracing, and I don't want to get too preachy or too gloom and doom with saying it, but it's almost like a death culture where, you know, they're always, you know, a lot of rappers just constantly talking about who their ops are, how they're going to do this and that to the other. And, you know, usually the ones that talk are the ones that are getting smoked behind it.
Yeah, that's why Rowdy Rich is winning, because he's making music, and he's out the way, and I love his swag. And even Little Baby, he probably got little dramas that you hear about, but you don't hear him in shit because he's a fucking lyricist and he's dumping. So he's dumping and his brain is working so much he ain't got time for that shit. And he always saying some smart shit. Every year he gets smarter because he understands the culture and he understands what it's about. Like, all right, boom, you killed them your first album, maybe even if it was a mistake, all them lyrics is there, but could you follow up? You heard? Right. That's what it's all about. You know what I mean? That's what it's all about. And I feel like I missed that because I never got in the groove because I was always with Nas shit and King Knee Night. You know what I'm saying? You get it?
Yeah.
So yes, sir. And I never broke off from that even to this day. Like I just saw him for his birthday. We had a great time. That's my fucking big brother, like, you know what I'm saying? So, shit real.
And you know,
it's more than rap.
I'm glad to have you on the show, man, because I want to clear this up. You know, you've been around Nas for like 20 plus, and you've been in the studio with him and everything. And you know, people are talking stupid about him having ghostwriters and all this dumb shit. Now, you care to clarify to let people know that Nasir has used the ghostwriter a day in his life?
He don't need no ghostwriter because, check this out. If we all in the studio and he's working on something, he won't even say a word to us. He'll just lay it down. But sometimes he'll be in the studio and he'll just be loose, like, yo, what's up? Like, yo, let's make a record. Like, get involved in us. And it's not ghostwriting. I call that, like, that's like energy. It's an energy source that make your shit more powerful, like what we did with JayZ. You know what I mean? Like that energy that was in the studio was so retarded that day that we could have blew up anything. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we were so hyped and amped, and he did that shit kind of off the head. Word. The final ether, that shit was off the head. Like, he kind of rapped that shit off the head, or just talking how we talk to each other. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, basically snapping and ranking and telling the truth. You know what I mean? Like talking about funny features about each other or whatever you know what I mean? So it was more like, that shit wasn't even hard. That shit was fun. You know what I mean? So that shit is like, he never ever had a ghostwriter. Nobody gonna write it. I could say if somebody come with a hook and he like it and jump on the record and you call that ghostwriting, that's not writing his lyrics. You know what I mean?
Right.
Get it?
And
exactly.
And to give clarity, right. And the thing about it, when we hear the ghostwriting term, there's a difference between having people that you're writing with, where you all bounce ideas off of each other.
Like, I wrote with him plenty of times. Yeah, I wouldn't say I wrote that. Like, I didn't write that shit. You know what I mean? He helped me fucking write last words. Like, same thing. Like, I'm like, oh shit. Like, if I get stuck, or he'd be like, yo, say this. Or he think I almost said something that he would have said, he'd tell me to say it. Like, why not? Like, that shit is right. It's a sport.
Right.
Like, we playing together. Like, that shit ain't nothing like somebody gonna hand him a whole rhyme and he gonna say it. But that shit is real.
Exactly. Yeah, man, and I thought that was corny when dude jumped out there trying to say that Nas had a ghostwriter, because I'm like, dude, wait a minute. So Nas
the shit he say, who could write the shit that he say? Like, who could? He been doing this 30 years, but who could write the shit he say? He's not even like no other rapper, like, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So, like, that shit is like, you know what I mean? Like, even his beat selection is like no other rapper. He's doing something to the people that they gonna see, and they starting to see, and that shit is dangerous. Like, he's different. Like, he's definitely different. You listen to his music, he's like a whole different creature, like on the music, like, and that's what kind of fucked me up, because he wanted me to be better than him. I'm looking at him like he's fucking crazy. You know what I'm saying? Word, straight up. He looking at me, waiting for fucking wings to come out my back. Like, I'm like, the wings ain't there yet. Like, I'm like, yo, he wanted me to take over. He wanted me to take over this shit. Like, word. And I love him for that. He gave me a lot of inspiration with the music shit. Like, definitely, I love him for that. Like, it's a hardball. It wasn't no easy rap. You know what I mean? Like, yo, like you letting a rapper come in your studio and say anything. Hell no. You had to show up and show out. Like, you know what I mean? Else that shit was not getting printed. We did mad songs that never came out. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Nashawn, I'm going to say this because everybody just totally just dumps on the Nostradamus album. God damn it, I'm going to say it. I loved it. I love that album. I liked it. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. I was just saying,
with that too. But that's just like every other album he makes. You're not gonna it's not for everybody. It's for who understands. Right. It's for the understanding, and it's for the time. And if you play that shit sound like a fucking just like magic. You're not like his Magic album, but it sound like his magic.
Yeah, but just
like
I'm like, yeah.
It's a zone. It's a zone that nobody else had. It's a zone. He take you into a zone, a chapter of what's. And definitely me, I felt it because I was around that time. What? That shit was like a whole. Come on, Tupac and them just was gone, and music was kind of funny, and it wasn't the same. So his vibe changed the course again. And nobody album would sound like that either, because I listen to that shit all the time, and that shit is just like, you got Some of Us Have Angels on that. Like, he got songs that's so underrated, and now we want to see visuals to them shit. You know what I mean?
I like Project
people
Windows
can see.
Come Get Me.
Yeah, Project that's what I'm saying. Like, Project Windows, retarded. Like, who gonna say that, though? Like, now, for hip-hop, you gotta be there, and you gotta be chosen to even sound like that. Project Windows, like, come on, man. That song is just a whole nother zone. Like, you get what I'm saying, though, about it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
it's life shit. Like, it's not just like the rap. That shit is all life shit. Like, this is life shit. Like when he's rhyming, I could see out the Project Window. Like, you get it? Like, that's the real.
Yeah, they on the song You Owe Me. Even on the You Owe Me song, he was trying to add some substance to it, like Owe Me Bad like 40 Acres to Blacks.
Which is, if you got Genuine on the hook, nobody else would even try that on that record. They're gonna try to.
And Timberland
they not gonna.
And Timberland.
They not gonna. Yeah, they take that record and just try to make a pop record. He took that shit and made it mean something, and it's still shiny, and still flashy, and we still have fun. And Beyonce was in that video. That's before she was with Jay, though.
That era, Nashawn, and Nashawn, we also too, because there's so many points we're going to hit. Nashawn, we also cannot forget too. This is the 20th anniversary of that iconic XXL cover with all of y'all on it. I have that issue. Shameless plug for XXL magazine, because I have every issue ever printed up since 1997 when they started, and I have that issue.
Yeah.
the history of QB. I mean, we're still naming people. Ron Artest. How can I forget him? AKA Meta World Peace. I mean,
Peace, Ron.
Yeah. When the QB compilation dropped, when the idea came, because that was the first one, and then of course Lake's 41st Side was the part 2. But how did that come about in terms of when Nas got all of you to? Because I mean, that album was fire. There's a certain rapper in the Rockefeller camp, not named JayZ, who decided to shit on it, and you know what? Look, he's wrong because the shit was dope. I loved it. I love QB's finest. I have it on cassette and CD.
Well,
how did that
came about? Nas,
go ahead.
Nas just felt like he just trying to put everybody on. Like, he never made me sign no contract. He never, to his, like I said ill will to blow his label up, like just being like, that's where I'm supposed to be. Like, who else I'm signing to? You get it? Like, I'm ill will. Like, get it? But he never made me sign no contract, nothing. Like, all my royalties is right, everything is good. Like, my publishing is there. You get it? So he more like blessed me. You know what I'm saying? So that album was like, and I'm pretty sure he don't got nobody else publishing on the album either. Like, the album was like a gift to the project. Like, who working? Who fired? What's up? Who got the heart to come to the studio? And them studio sessions was very, very real. You heard? Something very bad could have happened to you at them studio sessions. Imagine. Look, everybody don't get along. It's different crews, different cliques. That was a hard one to put together. He did it, though. You know what I'm saying?
And my man Littles was up there, too. Shout out to Littles, man.
Shout out Littles. Little Lord. Shout out to Littles, the genius.
Yeah.
Me and Little was supposed to be a rap group, too, you heard? When he first came home. He was like, yo, he was so ambitious. He had so much ambition. He's like, yo, when we do, I'm thinking back, I'll be like, yo, I should have did a fucking album with Littles, though. You heard?
You and him still in touch to this day?
Well, I ain't talked to him in a minute, but that's my boy for life. Like, he real right though. Littles is one of the dudes, one of the first dudes I saw outside with the army fatigue and guns on him, driving the car, big chain at 13, 14 years old. You know what I'm saying? Man, he really about that street life.
He is. I've had the pleasure, because I still talk to him now and again. I got his number, and you know, I met him face to face 5 years ago. Of course, when he was managing Moneybagg Yo. Yeah, I got look. Check the DM. Check your DM. C-Max and VA. I sent you
like that.
Things
like he a genius. Like I said, Moneybagg Yo. That's one of the other young boys. Peace, Moneybagg Yo. That's one of the other young boys that I like. I talk like, you know what I mean? Like. Dude might not be the best lyricist, but he's talking about something. Like, he put his songs together, they make sense. I understand every word. You get it?
Right.
So Littles, yeah, he did that one. He know what he was doing with that. So, but that's Queensbridge. We know who's nice and who's not. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's easy because we from that. Like, you got to be nice. Like, that's just real. But the QB finest was just like a fucking a science test. That shit was crazy.
The master class. Look, Nashawn, one of the first joints I heard from Littles was the joint Bodies Under the Bridge with Havoc and Tragedy. And that hook, we done bodies in boxes under the bridge, right down, cannon fire, bursting rounds, loud sound. You dealing with some gangsters, close your ears. I'm like, what? Ooh. And I got, of course, the Feeding album. Yeah, I got the Feeding. For those that don't know, that was the first CD, DVD album. Littles did that. You know, he was. Yeah, he traveled. He's doing it. He's doing it like he's selling crack. Yeah.
He made a lot of money off of that. Like that. He was around. He went up and down the coast with those. He's selling them shits hand to hand like the country boys do it. Like, that was the first he the first New York nigga to sell his shit hand to hand, probably. Like, not to say people wasn't selling CDs, but he was pushing his shit through all the markets. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
He had a hustle that a lot of New York rappers ain't have, that ambition that Little's had. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So shout out to Little, you know?
Yeah. When you really began to move in the game, Nashawn, in terms of everything you learned from everybody, what did you learn about the industry in terms of, when you were getting your project together? You did release a solo album back in 2006, if I got it right. What was the process up to that, and what did you learn about the business during that time?
The business is what everybody say. Like that shit is real. A lot of these executives and producers and rappers even, like bitches. They bitch ass niggas. So it's like they gonna pick and choose on who they comfortable around, and it's not really about the music. It's who they want. You know what I'm saying? Who they want to win is gonna win, and they gonna force that and shove it down your throat. Like, that's why the radio only plays 10 songs. You get it? They got 10 songs on the radio.
Tell me about it. God knows.
Yeah,
oh, man.
Yeah. And that shit come on back to back, and they got the same rotation, the same songs. Like, it's cheating. It's a cheat code. So they just playing it safe, really. You heard? It's not in the park. It's not where anything could happen to you, which is cool. Like, I want to feel safe at my work environment, but hip-hop is from the streets, so it's going to be street shit happening. You get it? So it's up to us to control that. I don't think the industry could. But that's why I like the new game. We don't even need those niggas. So that, like, we don't even need those niggas no more. So that shit is out the way. So they had to figure out other shit, how to do endorsements and get other kind of deals, because we don't need an A&R no more. A&R job, there's no A&R job. If somebody's saying the A&R, that's you paying for nothing, because you can just look on the internet and see who's hot and try to do something for them. You know what I'm saying? You don't need no label.
Right.
This shit, when about time you try to do that, he already hot. So they got 10 million views. What the fuck he need you for? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I teach my men how to work the computer. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And when you think about it, too, man, because social media just became a totally different animal in terms of how marketing was. Because like you said, Nashawn, nobody had to go. When it really started to blow, we saw a situation where artists did not have to go to the label anymore. Well, back in the day, you really had to have everything polished. It was immaculate. Your whole operation had to be solidified for a label to really deal with you. Now you see a lot of these artists today. It's great because we're always about our young kings and queens out there, getting it. We're never going to hate on nobody of no color, nobody getting money. We're never going to hate on that. But we are concerned about the metrics in terms of what is deemed as popularity, and then a lot of people jumping into the game who really are not great at it, but they're just looking at it from a level of getting celebrity clout out of it rather than being artistically driven and having real creative merit with it.
I think it's like it's a fad because well, they're not gonna be able to get money forever, so they could get they. All right, check this out. If your shit ain't like that, you can't perform forever. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, like, even I be telling the Bravehearts, like, yo, y'all made Uchiwali. Uchiwali is a classic. Y'all can perform that forever. You can get, like, I could throw a show right now with that and close the show with that song and pay them bread for every state we go to. They could go overseas, like Braveheart, like a classic is different than just making a record. You know what I'm saying? That's going to be there right there. Once you get a classic, then that's when you're a part of hip-hop. And once you're on a classic, you're a part of hip-hop. It's just like different levels, because I don't think it's nothing wrong with making a bubblegum song and performing it until it run out and you fucking, not to say MC Hammer, because MC Hammer was a genius and he made a lot of money in the game. I ain't gonna shit on Hammer, but it's not rap. But I'm just talking about, like, if you wanna gimmick it real quick and get out, like, that shit is cool. I don't look at that as bad because that always been around. You know what I'm saying? But that's not what we doing. You get it?
Mhm.
Like, we trying to make. Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to make classics. She got to be natural, and it just got to come out like that. When you're trying to make a classic, it's not gonna be a classic. But when when that shit is just like the sounds, it
just has to be an organic flow. When you look at the greatest albums, whether you look at, you know, Reasonable Doubt, whether you look at Illmatic, whether you look at It Was Written, whether you look at the Stress the Extinction Agenda by Organized Confusion, you know, whether you look at Mama Said Knock You Out by LL, you know, whether we look at the Bravehearts album. I mean, you know, it's something that it's the best type of music comes when it's just you not having a quote-unquote aim other than to be great and simply to put out the best as possible. Because ultimately a classic is defined by the era of which it transcends eras. It's songs that you can play that will resonate long after it's released. Any of the songs that you all did, you know, on Queensbridge Finest, anything you and Nas have done, anything Nas has done solo, anything LL has done solo, you know, anything MCA, you know, Dub C, you know, Spice One, so many artists from every coast, the Ghetto Boys, hell, even Nelly with some of his tracks. You know, they're all songs that not only, they simultaneously represent the era that they were recorded in, but they still apply to the aesthetics of the discerning taste of the listeners today who really can appreciate the art and when it was done and how it still is something today. There's still a classic sets a standard of which every other work behind it is measured by. And that's called legendary because it sets the tone for what comes next. I mean, and obviously you're a veteran in this game. How do you stay inspired, especially passing that on, you know, to your son in terms of helping him on his journey with it?
What I be doing, I ain't gonna front. Like my shit is so authentic and natural. I just wait until it's time. Like, if I don't see an opening, I'm not taking it. And if I don't feel it, I'm not doing it. And I'm not putting out nothing I don't feel like. So, like, I'm really spoiled with it. Like, I'm so spoiled with it, I lost the love for it at one point. For like at least 7-8 years, I lost the love for hip hop. Like, I was confused. You know what I mean? I was like, yo, what the fuck? Like, this is not what we was doing. Like, this is not what we doing. But not to hate on the young niggas and all that, but it wasn't hitting like that to me. And it was simple. It wasn't original for like at least 6 years straight to where everybody sound like somebody else. When if you sound like somebody, you had drama, like, you know what I'm saying? When I came out, you couldn't sound like nobody. You know what I'm saying? So, like, it got easier. It kind of got easier.
Look, remember what Ghostface said on Sharp Niggas Biters on Cuba League?
I don't want nobody sound. Niggas sound like Nas. Nigga been on for Nas shit. Yeah, shit like that. That's all I'm thinking about while I'm talking. Like Ghost. Like, they don't even make those kind of niggas no more. Like that. That's like, so, like, yo, like that shit is real. Like, I don't want nobody sound like me on no album. Else I'm approaching. You heard him?
Shout out Wu-Tang, man. Look, shout out Raekwon and Ghost.
Shout out to Wu-Tang, Ghost, Wizard.
Shout out to those
greatest of all time.
My nigga Raekwon was good, Ray. Your computer, what's up? Your, you know what we doing? BMF for life.
I mean, to see all of you at that time, because Nas was doing stuff with them as well, and obviously you all were around together, to see the Wu-Tang come from what they did, you know, the album dropped 29 years ago last month, a couple months ago. It just takes off. Of course, then of course, you know, Cuban Links would come, of which Nas would be on it. Verbal Intercourse.
Yo.
What was? Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, yo. Now I'm like I'm so much of a fan of a hip hop, like, so it's just like that's why I'm sorry for cutting you off all the time.
No, go ahead.
I'm gonna do it.
Please.
I'm gonna do it all the time because I'm so open and I don't get to talk. Like that. So like I'm so open, like, and this shit is like, yo.
That's why you're here.
Nas' birthday this year in Jersey. I stood on the speaker in front of that stage while he performed with the Wu, and I lost my fucking voice, my mind, my soul, everything. What? I was a little kid in the candy store while they was performing. You crazy? What? They did verbal intercourse? I almost lost my mind. Like, and this is before I was hanging with Nas. Like, so I wasn't hanging with Nas around verbal intercourse and all that time, but I was a fan, and like those words and those lyrics, and nobody can. It's over for that. Like, those times is over. That's and that shit is like, yo, man, greatness. You heard? All I could say.
Once again,
I'm watching
what we
them
said about
perform
classic.
that shit.
Yeah.
Yo, I wish I was a little bit older, because I would have definitely had a song with them. I'd have probably been on verbal intercourse. You heard?
Nigga,
that's how it sounded like that to me. When that beat came on and I hear them talking, I'm like, oh, man, this is what I want to do. Like, shit like that. That's the shit that made sure I was going to. That's the shit that got me on Nashawn. Just listening to shit like that. You heard? Word.
Nigga,
like that show was so great.
When Cuban Links dropped, because it was August 1st, 1995. So, you know, this is still back in the day where, you know, albums, you're going to, depending on the situation, because some albums just sold when they drop, in terms of just who the artist was. But this is also another flip to it, because this is pre-internet. Brother, this is pre-internet. So we're not really, like, knowing what's going to be on it. You know, the album wasn't even leaked except for what was going to the DJs in the street. Shout out Clue and all them. You know, but when we saw the album actually released, and we saw the track listing in terms of especially some of the features, and we saw Nas on it, especially we were like, what? Like, he's on this? Then we heard it. We were like, oh man,
that was right. That was
tape.
super right.
Yeah,
that shit. I had like
tape,
4 of them shits. People kept stealing my purple tapes. I had like 4 or 5 of them shits. I bought that shit over so many times. That shit's a classic. That's when you ain't even gotta. You could just press play on the tape and just let it go through. Word. I ain't did that shit in years.
All the way.
Yeah. Word, I ain't did that shit in a minute.
Dope. Even the second one, the sequel was dope as well. It was a great follow-up.
Yeah.
Greatness. That's the shit that. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but when you think about the game, I mean, in terms of classic albums, you came from a borough, well, not a borough, rather, but a neighborhood, rather, that really, you know, would lay that foundation. I mean, it's just the legacy is just so long, man. I mean, what was it like going into the studio with LES when you were doing work with him? Solid dude, man. Good, man. Like I said, good friend of mine. LES is just one of the most realest individuals out there, man.
Man, he did last words. He did last words. So
yeah,
it was like, yeah, that shit came on. I was like, no, he didn't. What the fuck is this? Because I know a lot of old music, but that sample, I didn't know what that was. That shit came on. I was like, yo, y'all letting me rap on this shit right now? Yo, I'm going crazy. And Nas said, yo, you go first. I was like, get the fuck out of here. What? Come on, man. Come on. You know, that's a blessing. Like, that shit is super blessed. Like that shit is better than money. Like, right there, that shit is crazy. Like, that shit is a whole nother feeling. Like what? Like, this, like, yo, this dude who made Illmatic, and it was written, is telling me I can rhyme first on his record. I must got to be something, like something going on, like he sees something. And then after that, I saw it. You heard? I always had it and I always felt it, but after that, I saw it. Like, oh shit, I could do it. And I chose to just hold him down, be by his side. Like, I put out my little music, but Bravehearts to the graveyard. Like, you know what I mean? I'm not gonna rap and be on your record, and now I'm signed to somebody else, or now I'm with another clique, like I'm clique hopping and all that. Like, that's my only crew, Bravehearts, ever in my whole life. Get it?
Yeah. What was that? Nashawn, tell us about that day when Double XL came to you all about doing that cover. How did that come about?
Oh, yeah, we was beefing and we won the battle, and they wanted to see who Nas was with. I guess they wanted to see who was Nas with, because it was Nas shit. Nas, he started the legacy. That's his shit, and we the crew. But I guess they wanted to see who the crew was, and Nas is always planning. So the Bravehearts was in effect anyway. We was in the working. You heard? I ain't signed a contract with the Bravehearts. The Bravehearts under contract is Wiz, Jungle and Horse, and Nas.
Right.
Not even Nas, but Wiz, Jungle and Horse is the Bravehearts under contract. But me, Nas, Jungle, Wiz, Horse is the Bravehearts. You get it?
Right. In terms of the crew.
Because I was going for my solo shit. Like they saw me as a solo artist. Like, yo, don't crowd that. Like, just do your own. Instead of coming out, well, even though it worked out the same way, I'm on 2 songs on the album, but instead of being on every song, they figure I just featured on the Bravehearts and then do my own shit. You get it?
Right.
So that's why I wasn't on Uchiwa. But we wrote that shit. Me and Jung was right there. We wrote that shit. Like, me and Jung put that out. Like, we was in the car, driving on the highway, smoking weed. We made that up. You know what I mean? So
I remember when I first heard that, because that's the last song on the first side, and because I got the original pressing where Nas was not on that one, and then I got the CD where Nas was on that one. Yeah,
he wasn't.
When did you? Because that was one of the songs that like really broke through from it. What was it like when you all really during that time period were like really seeing this? Because there was still underground college radio at the time. When this really started to blow, what was that like for y'all to really, when y'all knew that y'all really had a home run with that?
Well, me and Jung knew it was a home run before they even recorded it. Actually, before they recorded it, he called me on the phone like, yo, what's that song we made in the car? I wasn't even in the studio. I was in there for the second recording, but I wasn't in. When Nas got on it, I was in it. I wasn't in there for the first recording. But he called me like, yo, what was that song that we was doing in the car? I'm like, what? The Uchi Wally shit? He hung up the phone on me immediately. Shout out to Jungle. You heard? Money Machine, Street Dreams for Life. You heard? That's my big brother, too. But he fucking hung up the phone on me immediately. Like, I was like, yo, where you at? What studio? That shit was hung up already. And they did the record. He had the perfect beat for it. It was a beat that he ain't want that beat. Nas ain't want that beat. Jung took the beat jungle. So Uchiwali, yeah, that shit's jungle shit. Like, he took the beat, he picked the beat, like, yo, I'm gonna do this on this. And that shit worked out, because he's a genius, too. Like, he know how to pick records. So he picked that one, and he hung up the phone on me, and I heard, oh shit, fire. They gave me a shout out. I was there, because I wasn't there, but I was there. You know what I mean? Pass it to Nate, sure. You get it? Like, you know what I mean? So it all works out. Like, but those are my brothers. Like, that shit's ill. Like, but I knew that shit was gonna work, and Jung knew that shit was gonna work anyway. All we needed the right beats. But Jungle, that's how he do. That's the type of dude that he be like, yo, he can rhyme and he get in there and do that, but he want to go for hits. He want to make hit records. He want everything to be a hit. Like, yo, I want this. Like when he was working with Nori, like how Nori shit turned out. Like when Jung got with Nori, that shit was like a different kind of music. Like, you get it?
Mm-hmm.
Like, that shit was different. Yeah. Not to say I ain't like Nori before. I liked Nori, but Nori got loose after that. You get it? Like,
yeah.
It wasn't about just militant.
No.
He was having fun with it too. You know?
When I first heard Nori's debut in ORE, I absolutely loved it.
That's a classic.
I mean,
that's a hip hop classic.
That
That's a classic. That's one of the joints you could put in your. That's the one of the joints. All right, check this out.
Mm-hmm,
Your shit ain't classical if you can't put it in. And I'm not even talking about no CD. Fuck a CD. If you can't put that tape in the radio and let that shit go all the way through, your shit ain't a classic. You heard?
Yeah.
A lot of niggas ain't got those. You heard? A lot of niggas ain't got those.
Everybody just thinking about Super Thug and all that. I'm like, nigga, y'all not talking about 40 Island. I mean, y'all not. I mean, Banned from TV, of course, was a lead off. I mean, you get Cool G rap on it. Basically, it's a remake, and you're getting Cool G rap to close. Oh God! And Cool G is my favorite MC of all time. I'm like, and you get yeah. I'm a diehard.
Yeah. I'm packing Blue Steel. Say what? Say what? Say what? And I was in the Bronx at that time. And I don't really think niggas know what the Bronx is. Like, I don't think, if you never been there, like a lot of Brooklyn niggas don't like to go to the Bronx, and Bronx niggas don't go to Brooklyn. Like, but if, like, I'm just trying to make a point. Like, if you don't know what the Bronx is, that shit is so dangerous. Your G-Rap in the Bronx, I was hearing that. That shit had me bugging the fuck out. I'm going to tell you that. You heard? I'm packing Blue Steel. And that's late. Because he had the other shit, I got a job with the mall making G's.
Making G's. Doing some pickups.
Yeah, that shit moved me.
Transporting G's.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got me like a flunky.
Niggas got me like a funky money.
10 kilos of time I drunk.
Big trunk
G.
Oh, my
and
God.
And I hold the suitcase with $500,000 on my motherfucking face.
Yo. That shit was like a movie. I was like, oh, shit. Black niggas is really dealing with Colombians and Cubans with this coke shit. That's dangerous. You heard? That shit heavy. I felt it. But that's what was going on. You know, that shit, G-Rap caught it because niggas getting bricks and shit like that around that time. I'm not like niggas was like street dudes was getting bricks like that heavy. 100 bricks, 50 bricks, 300 bricks. Like, that shit was different money. Like, you get it? And he said he ran off with something. That shit had me scared to death of him. I was scared to death of G-Rap.
Man.
Hey, he was a gangster. He had the whole part. Yeah, I know he's going to bust his gun, but I was still scared. Like, yo, they snatching family up. Everything is going down. This shit is ugly. You heard?
Man, that nigga standing around. But if I escape, I'll be in shape for my life. But they might get my kid and my wife.
Look what we saying. Look what we saying.
Right.
Before you even said that, look what I said. Before we even said that, scared for your family. Like, even if you get away, what about your family? They got your kids and your wife. Like, what? Like, come on, man. That was the scariest shit. That's just like a horror movie. You heard? And you see how the footage was, and back then, that video, oh, my God. Come on, man.
It was
you know what I was doing to
different,
people?
man.
You know what I was doing to people around that time? Like, that shit was really survival of the fittest. And then, even to take it to that, when that came out, Mobb Deep, survival of the fittest. You know how I felt when I heard that beat? Boom, 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 boom. You know where I was at? I was on 41st side. Remember, I'm from the 40th side. When that came out, I was on the 41st side. Mobb Deep block, selling crack, heavy. You heard? With a position. Everybody could vouch for that. I'm out there. You heard? You heard?
Right.
Straight up. When that beat dropped, boom, 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 boom. Survival of the fittest, only strong survive. Thug life, you still living? You heard?
Yeah.
Then they go on that Tupac on that record. They go on that Tupac on that record. That's different. You heard? My projects is mad different. Like, Tupac came at them too, but they was going back. Like, Prodigy is a fucking legend. I love him, and he's not even from my projects. I'm really from the projects. I'm from the bridge. But he ain't from the bridge, but he's from the bridge. He took over the way he treat the bridge, and he gave us up because he had a friend out there, and he liked to hang out there. I give him that, yo. Prodigy, he was different, yo. And he always, he matter of fact, he contribute to my hood. Like, he blessed my hood, Word. He got a crew out there. They was all well fed. He used to feed them, make sure everybody good. Like, you know what I mean? Word.
Shout out Big Twin, infamous Mob.
And shout out Prodigy. R.I.P. Prodigy, yo. Sleep in peace, man. King. But look, he was one of them niggas. You ain't gonna say everything you want to say to him either. Word. He wasn't having it. He was not having none of that sucker shit. Telling you, general and way more. He just, not to say he was small, but if he was a little bigger,
he had a lot of heart.
Yeah, but his heart was everything. Like, I say he's the best gangster rapper of all times to me. Not because, and it's West Coast gangster rappers and shit like that, but I'm from the East Coast, you heard? So it's like
that's
a little different. So that nigga, the way he talk, you don't want that smoke. Like that kind of nigga on your neck. Like, come on, man. I break legs, bills, $100. I break $100 bills. Like, how you gonna start your record? You in the studio, like you. I break legs, bread, $100 bill, pills on the car, never for a will. Write a book full of medicine to generate meals. Sold out. Yo, you crazy? Come on.
When I first heard Keep It Thorough, man, I was.
But
like,
that's what I'm singing. And he mixed it up. You know what he did? He mixed the industry with the streets. Yeah? He was talking like he was a genius. You know, no, listen, because he was a genius because he did this. He mixed the industry with the streets. He was telling us street niggas how the industry is. Yeah? Like, and that's how they post. Like, promoters post up bills, sign checks, even sign deals only if the math is real. But if you can't match them, but if you can't have the head nigga in charge. Yeah, like, you know what I mean? Like, come on, man. You get it?
Look,
you get it.
Yeah, look.
I wish I was, I'm drinking and shit. I'm in the zone. Like, this is me. Like, I'm chilling, I'm smoking, I drink. That's all I do. I smoke weed and I drink liquor. I don't pop no pills, but I might pop you. That's like that's how we talk. Like, you get it? Like, and what I just said, that shit might go over niggas' head, but put that on the interview. Make sure you keep that.
Oh yeah,
that's
of course.
The thun language.
We ain't cutting
That's the thun language. That's the thun language. And Prodigy, we got our own language. Let's get into it.
Look.
Let's get into this QB shit. Let's really get into this QB shit. Let's go. Nah, for real. Let's go.
Yeah, of course. I mean,
like,
when he said the obligatory,
come on,
boy P, man, take your baby mom's advice. I'm not as sweet.
He said, yo.
Pay the price.
he said, I miss my nigga Twin kill me. so I could join the rest of my force up in the heavens. That rap niggas make me laugh. That crazy ass.
Crazy ass. And I
don't give a fuck with your soul. This shit is trash. Bang this. Yeah? Because guaranteed that you bought it. You heard? He said heavy airplay all day with no chords. Yo, chill. That's like me. That's when I said the first rapper to shoot off stage. I said a few things that like match that where rappers can't go. That's another zone. You get it? That's like you gotta be around that bridge. You know what I mean? You gotta be around that aura to get that light to even be able to say certain shit. You get it? That's why only probably I didn't do a lot of songs, but I got, when I felt it, I say classical shit, and that shit is gonna burn to where I'm even on this phone right now. Like how you know to interview me for what? Like, get it? Like I did something. Get it? I had to do something. I put some kind of magic in the atmosphere for somebody to want to record me and put me on the radio. You heard? And we could talk about this classical shit. Like, this shit is different. Like, word. And my shit is top notch, top of the scale. You heard? Like, this shit is like, man, niggas don't even understand me. They be like, yo, won't you do this? Won't you do it? I did it. Won't you do it? Fuck you talking about? I did this. It can't be done no better. You heard? I take my spot. You heard? A lot of niggas is greedy and shit. Like, oh, I ain't greedy. Like, I take this in a lifetime. A lot of niggas ain't gonna do nothing I did in a lifetime. You get it? Word. Which is a blessing.
It's
be a part of it. You get it?
Yeah, I mean, it's a blessing for us to do what we do. Yeah, I mean, the interview legends like yourself, every day we do this show, King and myself and so many others who have helped us out with this, we're blessed because, you know, we're an independent operation. You know, we're not
y'all
like
niggas don't send me my bottle of Ciroc, how lit it's gonna be. Y'all gonna be like, he going crazy for some Ciroc.
I tell you, man, they're gonna burn your chest a little bit. Or keep the buck, it's gonna make your eyes bloodshot.
Yo, you gonna be like, yo, that nigga outside for real? Yo, that nigga's outside right now. You gonna be like, yo, what the fuck? Yo. Like, yo. I'm just fucking with y'all. Yo, that's just mad ill, though. I definitely felt y'all vibe, though. But you know, a nigga gotta eat. Like, you know how that go. Like, every day is $1, right? Word. We gotta help each other get through. That's what that be the whole shit. Like, man, I be proud. I see my nigga with a big chain, big car. No lie, I be like, yo, be careful, but you looking good. Like, I don't want his car and his chain. Hell no, I want my own shit. Like, that should be real. Like, I be proud of my niggas when I see them doing good. Where I play fair. That's why that shit hurt too when you do that too, cause you're not really beasting and all that. I don't be on that level. Everybody who know me, they know I'm mad humble. When I super get busy though. Like, I'm gonna let you add it up. Like, I'm not gonna just attack a person or say some dumb shit about somebody that I don't really feel. Like, I don't feel like that about anyone on the planet. Like, I want everybody to get money and be prosperous and help each other. Like, I don't think nobody owe me nothing. You heard? And that's what shit niggas be told. I be rolling around shit and they be like, yo, such a, yeah, I like, owe me what for what? Like, yo, get the fuck out of here. You go get it then. I would never, nobody owe me shit on this planet. You heard? Word. Unless you stole from me. Unless you stole from me and then you still don't owe me because I gave it to you. You know what I mean? Well, fuck out of here. You fucking gave it to him like you shouldn't have gave it to him. Well, so you got to think logical. You're going to risk your life and your freedom because you think somebody owe you something or anything like that? Hell no. That shit don't make sense to me. I think if every boy got a piece and that piece could become a king if you want. Like, you got to work your way up, though. Nothing's handed to you. And that was Nas' whole career. Like, they underdog my nigga for mad long. But we all knew who he was, but everybody ain't know. But now they know, and that shit make me feel good. Word.
Man,
So I'm a conversation.
Nas,
I'm a conversation away from 5, 10, 20 million. You heard? I talk to him nice. You heard? You heard?
right.
That nigga like, yo. My nigga was like, hi, Ray from Nation. Now my name Ray from Nation. From Illumination, because I'm glow on these niggas anyway. That's my next project. So I'm going to talk this shit into existence because we working on it anyway. But I just got to get my shit together. Presentation is everything. Niggas think somebody going to give you something. Nah, come with a business plan. Write this shit down, know what I mean? Let's plan something and then make it happen. Yeah, like, yeah. Let me see some paperwork and you really serious about this shit. Wow. About your life, not this shit. Fuck hip-hop and all that. Not fuck hip-hop, but fuck just music and shit.
Right,
the
let's
music
get the business right.
Yeah, hell yeah. For like my seed, go with your seed, marry his seed. That's how we keep this Braveheart money up in the family.
Man, look, the woo,
you
the
know
woo
what I'm saying?
influence is strong as well.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. The woo is strong. What? The woo is strong. That's why he know it. Come on, man. That's the shit. That's what I'm talking about. Like the inspiration and knowing you could do anything from anywhere. Like I let the young niggas know. I be like, what? Young niggas ain't driving my car since I was. Yo, you can't drive here. Take this. Yo, don't crash my shit. You know it's gonna cost you. Like it ain't gonna cost him nothing. I'm teaching him how to drive. This nigga ain't got no father. Nobody gonna ever trust him with a car. So if he don't touch the car and learn how it work, he ain't gonna never drive. He gonna be scared to drive. You know what I mean? I want my young boys not to be scared to drive. You get it?
Yeah.
My son right now, I just took my son 12, nigga. We just came from down south. I had him in the gun range. He tried to turn around with the gun. Dad. Yeah. He letting it go crazy. And then now you look at my older son, he got gun license, everything. He's well he's fully prepared. He's fucking 23. He's ready, rock. Lil Nashawn, like he legit and he's smart and he's not no fool and he talks sense. So you know what I mean? That's Wavy Boy Nace on Instagram. You heard? Everybody hear him. He get busy. You heard? Super busy.
Definitely.
He got a few songs. I don't let him put a lot of songs on, but I let him put what he want. But we got some different shit in the cut. But the shit he put is fire. Like, so he's building his own fan.
When he's ready to come on, we would love to have him on the show. When he's ready to like really get out there on interviews, we would love to have him on the show to just talk about his career, what he's trying to do and everything else. I mean, look, we'll put it out into existence with Nas. Tell Nas we would love to have him on the show.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
And when we think about the legacy, with Nas, this man has dropped 4 fucking amazing albums in 2 years. King's Disease 1, 2, and 3 and Magic. Not in that order. Raekwon dropped his book last year. Fat Joe dropped his book this year. So many. Well, I guess you know where we're going with this. When are we going to get your book?
This is my book right now. We gonna take what I'm talking about and make it a book because I already lined it up. If you don't get the format, you don't get my story mode. You know what I'm saying? I'm
right.
I had to get comfortable, so I'm in my zone and I'm comfortable. I'm in my home and I'm comfortable, so I'm really feeling like me. So my book is there already. Like that's the book. Like we could just motherfucking get an editor to edit this shit out, and that's the book. And y'all can get, and we could help each other like that. And y'all can help me put the book out.
Man, this is what we live for. Moments like this where we really, really get to talk to people who have their own legacy of greatness and legendary, and who have been around those of legendary greatness. We do not take our duty as journalists lightly. We know the responsibility of which we have committed ourselves to and for what it entails. People like yourself who are so gracious with their time and their courtesy to come on our show, we cannot thank you enough. And so many others before you who have been with us on Off the Cuff Radio, and we're going to keep doing this as long as we can.
Oh, yeah.
But we can't do this without you all. We can't do it without our fans out there. We do it for all of you. We do it for the culture. We do it because God has blessed us to do it. The Most High has anointed us with a calling that we're going to keep heeding. Man.
Well, if y'all need me as a personality anytime, you heard?
We appreciate you so much, man.
Most deaf, bro.
Anytime.
Most deaf, man.
If I can help us help us, I'm with it. I'm with the movement. You heard? I'm telling you. All the way.
Absolutely.
And if y'all, everybody listen to my interview, I said nothing negative about nobody, and I don't care about no negativity. I'm all about positivity and growing and helping us help each other and get into another plateau, another form to where we really run this shit. And I wasn't bashing JayZ. You know what I'm saying? I never got to know him because Nas is my boy. So I never got to really know him, but I've been around him a few times, and he's a great man, and peace to JayZ and health and wealth, and I wish him the best too. You know what I'm saying? And it was just a good gladiator bounce. Nobody got killed, and it was a blessing, and that's what we want to preach, and that's what we want to bring into the game, that you could do it, and it could look serious, and however y'all want to take it. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people got hurt over that shit, but peace to their family and you know what I mean? Like, blessings, like, but it wasn't like that, like I said. So it was really like hip-hop shit. You know what I mean? That bitty bop. But, we walk up to each other now, they dancing. Instead of fighting, they dance battling. And you get it? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
right.
It's not nobody getting hurt. It's all about swag. So if you don't think you got swag to be in this shit, stay out of this shit. Yeah? And y'all young niggas killing each other for nothing and hating on each other and trolling and all that dumb shit, whatever that shit mean, but that shit ain't what we about, and that's not what we created for y'all. But we want y'all to dance and do y'all, not dance, I'm not saying like fucking dance. I'm talking about we want y'all to boogie and get y'all shit off and be great and be nice, and however y'all could comprehend it and make this new shit, because the future changes and it turns into other shit. And we got to understand, like, because I was listening to the radio earlier, fucking, the songs that my kids listen to, not my older kids. I got 2 older kids and 2 younger kids. My oldest daughter is 21, and my oldest son is 23. My youngest is 12 and 8. My daughter is 8. The fucking lyrics that she know on these songs is so, this shit is crazy. But remember when your mother used to be like, yo, turn that off. What she said, what he said? Like, that shit be happening to me like that in the crib. Like the fuck? Like, you get it? But you can't knock it. That's the swag. So I listen to it, and I don't tell them to turn it off. But I just be like, I ask them questions about if they really know what this girl just said. Like, you get it? Like, when a girl had wet ass, basically, like the fuck, like, they be bugging the fuck out. Like, you know what she said? They don't understand they kids. We repeating shit. I still don't know. I hear a song right now that I heard when like Fires and Desire come on. I'm like, oh, that's what they was talking about? Or very well. That Juicy is the perfect example.
Yeah.
Yeah? Like, we like, what?
The Black Child, the Block Party Jam.
You have to go. Like, nah, she talking about all fucking sex, but the way she put it was like, a kid can't understand that. She said, Juicy.
Look, it's like when we heard Sugar Walls back in the day by Tina E. It's like,
Candy Rain falling down. Like, that's just straight freak shit. I was listening to that shit the other day.
Rain.
She was.
We think about
all that rain down. All that shit. You talking about squirting? That's crazy. He talking about.
Oh man. I mean,
nah,
look,
but you see the game, how the game is, though. Man, the game be having me fucking. But that it only get worse. That's what I'm saying. Get more graphic. You start talking crazy. Yeah, hell yeah.
Right.
But I understand. You know what I mean? We just getting older. Like, of course you don't want your daughter to hear all that shit. Like, but they not even saying it like that no more. They saying it straight up. So this shit is real now. Get it?
It is.
Wow. That's kind of like Uchiwali. That's kind of like Uchiwali set the tone of this shit.
Man, look.
They was wild.
That's the most hoodest X-rated jam.
My nigga Jung was wild. My nigga Jung was wild. They all out on that.
Yeah, we first heard that. We were
my favorite whole very favorite verse he said was horse. Jungle had the favorite verse. That's my favorite verse. He was wild. I was like, oh.
He's like, he's like,
off the rip.
For the window. What's the
off
project?
The rip, you can't play this on the radio.
Like, what?
Yo, off the rip, you can't play this on the radio. That shit was on the radio. I mean, that shit. That's why we know our influence, and then the worst shit you say, that's what they want to play. So that's a jewel too. The more graphic and not supposed to be heard, that's the shit they want. You heard? Wow, that's the shit they want. Wow. Even nowadays, that's the shit they want. They want to hear them little girls talking about all that crazy shit. Wow. That shit on the radio. It should be number one.
That's for sure.
There's nothing wrong with it. We just got to take it as performance, and we can eat off of it if we like it. But keep it, you know what I mean, to where we getting the money. You get it?
That's for sure, man.
If we getting the money for the shit we put out, that should make it different. Word. Because you see 6ix9ine,
man.
He got so much money. He got mad bread out of this shit. He got mad money out of this shit. And he's safe. And he's a fucking snitch. He snitched on shit that's going down in the underworld, did all that bullshit and escaped, but he's a fucking millionaire. That shit is crazy. Word. That's all off our culture too. Word. Not to say nothing wrong. I don't know that nigga. I don't get into that. But it's like that shit is fucking crazy. Well, we can't even make that money like that and get it like that. Not to sound like I'm hating or nothing, but that should be the world like different shit. They want to go against the grain too. So the real shit never gonna be really like that. But the real niggas know, and that's enough for me. You get it? Like even this conversation, because I could tell y'all niggas that understand. Like y'all do y'all homework. Y'all not just talking. Like it sounds like I grew up with y'all. Like the questions y'all asking me.
No doubt.
The way y'all understand it. You know what I mean? So it's different. Where?
Definitely. That's the perfect close for this. I mean, Nashawn, you're welcome back anytime. Tell everybody where they can find you on social media. We definitely got to do a part 2 whenever you're ready. And because we don't want Blog Talk cutting us off while we in the flow of something fresh and really relevant. Tell everybody where to find you. What's going on.
What? I'm at the Real Nashawn. You know what I'm saying, on the Instagram. At the Real Nashawn. Straight up like that. And fuck that. My phone number is 347-341-3683. That's 341-3683. 347 is the area code. You heard? All the real niggas out there. 341-3683.
That go to show y'all right here in Hollywood.
You heard? Anybody want to call me?
My contacts now.
Anybody want to call me out there? Like, you heard? That's my fucking number. You heard? Put that shit. Don't even edit this. Put that shit on the air. That's my favorite part I just said on the fucking whole shit. You heard? I'm let everybody know who I am. Illuminate Sean coming out soon. You heard? That mean I'm gonna illuminate on these niggas. You heard? And that's that. You heard? Simple. So that's plain and simple. So you already know how that look. And then Lil Nashawn coming out, Wavy Boy, You heard? He gonna show y'all some other kind of swag. And his shit hit. You heard? We all about that game. We about that money game and that getting money and strong black king shit. You heard? You heard? Wakanda forever.
Absolutely.
You heard? Wakanda 3 with Lil Nation. You heard? He gotta be the main character. That's how I'm working on him. You heard? I cut him out like out the when God made like a clay doll for the first human. I designed him, you know. I designed that boy. You heard? 0% body fat. He looked like a He-Man doll with the you heard that nigga. That's my son. Fatted up next year. But he a New York, Florida nigga, so he different. You heard? How that sound? I don't think we ever had one of those. You heard? In the rap game, yeah. Remember what I said? A New York, Florida nigga. That mean I sent him to Florida when he was like 8 years old, and he come back and forth. So he's talking very clear, and that swag is all the way up. You heard? Tattooed up. He looking like a rapper. You heard? Straight up. Get it?
Hey.
Word. He looking like a rapper. Word. Word. But peace, yo. We gonna close the show with that. But anytime, I'm gonna get at y'all. You heard?
Okay. Matter of fact, I just sent you. I just hit you on your phone, man. I also dropped something in your DM too on
anytime,
IG, so we're connected now.
Yeah. But if anything, like even if y'all want to keep a QB show, a QB series going, and I could be one of the hosts, and we could just do that too as a side show. Cause I'm trying to get money too. Like I see I peep what's going on here, and what we just
we
did
appreciate
was
it.
And these are stories. These are stories that this should have never stopped. It's so much that it'll never stop. You get it? So that's what they looking for, and then we get that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We sign them papers. We pitch that to whoever we got to pitch it to. You heard? You know what happens after that?
Yeah.
Nah, for real, it's that simple.
Hey, we just gonna keep doing it.
Hey man,
We're gonna get the QB. Yeah, we're gonna get the QB segment. All that legendary shit we talking about. We can hear everybody's point of view, right?
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, man, we'll definitely we got something special in store for them. So, by the way, wrap it up before they cut us off. Before we get something real good. So, man, we thank you for joining us. And we're definitely going to keep it going.
We save all that. We can save all that. It's all good, though. Peace. Good night, King.
Right. King, thank you again. Yeah. Best to you and your family. Thank you again. King, take us out of here.
I know we up out of here. Catch us on the next go-round. Y'all.